Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergok, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at Remedios and her mentality and what she thought about Ainz Ooal Gown and why. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel and say my thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's take a look at the topic at hand. It is no real secret that Remedios Custodio, the leader of the Paladin Order of the Holy Kingdom, despises Ainz Ooal Gown. And she is not very adept at concealing her hatred and rejections of the Overlord. But why is that so? Well, let's start with Remedios' background story. She is the elder sister of Custodio and the leader of the Paladins of the Holy Kingdom. She is incredibly strong, even by the standards of her land and her Paladin Order, and her strength and performance on the battlefield is feared. Furthermore, she wields the holy sword Zalfarisia, which in the religiously fervent Holy Kingdom is a significant matter. Whoever carries this sword that has the power to cleanse evil must bow to no one. And merely possessing the dignity to wield Zalfarisia is politically very consequential. And it is worth mentioning that Remedios is not only aware of her strengths, but also of her weaknesses. Her younger sister Custodio is a brilliant tactician and strategist, politically very savvy, in weaving intrigues, and thereby Kilat is also covering for Remedios' lack of brain power. She is the muscle, and the thinking is left by Remedios to her sister, who excels in it. Additionally, the person whom Remedios admires the most, Calca Bezaris, also excels in the subtleties of court politics, far better than at least Remedios. Okay, that might not be a very difficult achievement, but she knows how to use her mind and beauty to inspire troops or win people to her side. Essential qualities for a ruler. And all of this was also very necessary, because although the Holy Queen genuinely wanted the best for the people, she was the younger sister of Cuspont Bezaris, who chose to relinquish his right to the throne, thus enabling Calca to rule. And the fact that she became the first queen and ascended to the throne unexpectedly placed her in a politically challenging situation with many enemies at court. This was one of the reasons why Remedios behaved like a bloodthirsty watchdog. It was truly about protecting Calca and her vision of a peaceful and wealthy nation. As mentioned, Remedios knew very well that she lacked skills in politics and strategy. However, she believed that Calca and Kilat possessed these abilities, and all that she had to do was to defend them, and everything would turn out fine. So she has a very simplistic worldview, to say the absolute least. Instead of tactic and strategy, observation and deduction, experience and learning, dogma and loyalty took precedence for Remedios. She was a soldier and a fanatic in one person. If something was stated in the holy texts, or if she received an order, then what was said was absolutely true and necessary. Her fanaticism and loyalty, along with her inability to discern nuances, were two sides of the same coin. For example, if Queen Calca were to learn that a human child had grown up with a demi-human child, or the child of a heteromorphic being, developed a friendship with it, has confirmation that the demi-human child is truly dedicated to the causes of humanity and never thought of harming others, Calca would have no issue allowing the orc or spider human or the goblin and ogre to live peacefully among humans as equals. Even though the Holy Kingdom suffered under the attacks and raids of the demi-humans and the heteromorphs of the Iberian Hills. For Remedios, the matter would also be very easy and very clear. After all the facts were presented to her, after she knows how the demi-human has lived so far, with whom he is friends, and what he has not done, namely attacking humans, she would take up her sword and decapitate it before he could do any harm to others, because it is still a demi-human, and therefore it cannot be a good thing, but something that is fundamentally and inherently evil. The behavior of the demi-human and how it lived its life so far would not matter to Remedios and not be recognized by her in this light of this unchangeable fact that this demi-human is a demi-human and therefore is fundamentally evil, and any acts of kindness is just a clever strategy to conceal future acts of evil. He is evil because he is a demi-human. End of the story. Her dogma simply blinds her to such deviations from the norm, even though on occasion an open mind truly is like a fortress with lower drawbridges and wide open gates. This dogma, all these warnings about non-humans, while they exist for very good reasons, they simultaneously make Remedios blind to reality if it deviates from her own worldview and dogma. For everyone else, it was clear that even though Ainz Ooal Gown is undead, he is not an evil undead. He helps humans, fights on their side, and has always behaved very well towards them. He is wise, humble, and acts with great consideration. Here, an exception to the rule is evident. However, while Ainz is considered a good undead from Nea's perspective, from the perspective of the other paladins, the political leadership, and a growing portion of the population due to his deeds, Remedios continues to view him as evil, simply because he is still undead. That's why she reminds everyone that he is undead, because she truly thinks, hey, they have a very positive opinion about Ainz Ooal Gown. They simply don't know that he is undead. This is the conclusion she draws. And again, Remedios' fanaticism allowed her to reach no other conclusion. Sacrifice no innocents, save people in need, oppose the demi-humans, the heteromorphs, and the other enemies beyond the wall. And of course, all undead are inherently evil, while all paladins are good and must selflessly sacrifice for others. This is her worldview, and it is truly unchangeable by any facts presented to her. And this, of course, makes her seem quite hypocritical in retrospective, simply because she vented her anger and her frustration on an innocent squire, namely Nea. But that's a topic for another day. In other words, for Remedios, Ainz Ooal Gown is detestable and contemptible because of what he is, namely undead, not because of what he does. Regardless of his actions, he will always be contemptible in Remedios' eyes, simply because he is still undead. And no matter how much he risks his life for the others, for the weak and a foreign nation, or how much he helps her and her own land, for Remedios, all of that is meaningless and must somehow be evil or a trap or a deception, because Ainz is after all an undead. And the worst and tragic part of this whole situation is that Remedios was not wrong, and she is one of the very few characters in all of Overlord who accurately assessed Ainz Ooal Gown and recognized his plans and intentions. Remedios has a bit of the ancient mythical figure of Cassandra in herself, who foresaw coming dangers and catastrophes, but was not believed by anyone. But while Cassandra was cursed, Remedios was simply, due to her rough and brash nature and her reputation for being good with fists, rather than her true brain cells, someone no one would trust with such matters. This is the tragedy of Remedios' character. She was right about everything she said. You really cannot trust any undead. And Ainz truly did have sinister intentions. Ainz is truly behind everything. And yes, he's working with the demon Emperor Yaldabaoth. But his truth appeared too absurd. And Remedios was too emotional, brash, abrasive, unhinged, angry, impulsive, and simply irrational for anyone to believe her, or even seriously consider whether or not Remedios' two brain cells accidentally had a point. And as mentioned, if Remedios had not behaved so incredibly despicable towards Nea, one could almost feel a bit of sympathy for her. But as I said, only almost. And with that said, now it's your turn. What do you think about Remedios, her worldview, and why she was right about Ainz Ooal Gown? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, I say thank you very much for watching and special thanks to Ada Daddy Ada, ASK, Bad Guy Yee, Bad Burrito 316, Bisa, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Dragonlord Placido Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Phil Rachivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Marino, Hoss, Hoster, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Merovec, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, O'Kill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pentum, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Q&A Caracos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super T Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss, Rock Ed Smasher, T.E. Wang, Vashorkai, Vegito27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenukai, and Zonagon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon under my next video.